Hello, my name is Raúl Vega, and today I am going to talk about how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected and benefited the United Kingdom. This disease has drawn the attention of the whole world because daily activities were suspended and even the whole world was quarantined. To this day, the disease is still spread all over the world, but they in these days there are already treatments for it.
The COVID-19 pandemic has been one of the greatest catastrophes in the history of mankind. In just 1 year alone, millions of deaths have been recorded around the world, completely paralyzing every industrial, educational, and social sector, leading to various economic losses in all countries. Several countries, regardless of their economy and form of government, have found it difficult to return to normality due to the recent variant of the virus called Delta variant, which is now causing all sectors to close or suspend activities. In the UK, all sorts of things have happened this year, as events have been held despite the virus still being with us. Events such as the UEFA Champions League final, the European Championship, and the Wimbledon tournament were held in public, which could have been the cause of a massive outbreak in the region. It's worth noting that when entering the stadiums they asked for anti-COVID tests and followed the sanitary rules imposed. But that is not enough because there are too many people and the new variants can spread faster.
The United Kingdom is a developed country, but the pandemic has had several consequences in various sectors, such as education, tourism, gastronomy, health, and economy, which are mentioned below.
In the advantage, one of the advantage obtained from the pandemic was in the educational sector, since the ability of scientists and students at Oxford University to develop a vaccine against the virus was tested. In turn, the health sector benefited from this finding by the members of Oxford University. If, on the other hand, on disadvantage, we have in the education sector. In the education, this is a sector affected by the pandemic because schools are closed space where many people are concentrated and can get sick. In addition, this sector has been affected because online classes do not ensure that a student learns correctly. It must be recognized that education in the United Kingdom is one of the best in the world. So I do not think where there will be difficulties for students and teachers there. In tourism, sanitary measures make travel impossible. This country has banned the entry of foreigners from certain countries that have a high rate of contagion, affecting the economy and tourism in this country. It's important to mention that tourism is a very high source for income for any country, so it has also affected the economy of local food business. In the other hand, on gastronomy, as we know, gastronomy is one of the reasons why we want to visit a country. However, with the sanitary restrictions, it's difficult to access the country. In addition, some people prefer to eat food made by themselves rather than buying in a different place. This because in the food the virus can lodge in case someone infected has done it or has been near, increasing deaths even more. British gastronomy is very interesting, so its inhabitants can cook at home any dish such as the famous English breakfast, Yorkshire pudding, Lancashire hot pot, and the others. In this case, the United Kingdom, despite being one of the first places in the world, has been severely affected by the pandemic due to the high number of contagions and the saturation of hospitals and the death rate due to the pandemic. Due to the research and development centers of the universities in the United Kingdom, one of the vaccines to stop the pandemic was developed. Thanks to the University of Oxford and the collaboration of the pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca, it was possible to create a vaccine for this virus that has affected the whole world. Finally, we have the economy. In the last decade, much has been heard about the economy of the United Kingdom. This is due to the intention of the United Kingdom to leave the European Union, so they would stop using the euro as their official currency. It took a few years before the independence of the British from the European Union became official. At present, the economy of the United Kingdom has been affected by the relationships between the countries and the pandemic. I don't know much about economies, so I won't talk more about this.
Those were just some of the pros and cons about the pandemic due to COVID 19 in the United Kingdom. For my part, that's all. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.